Hello and welcome to UK Highland Photography. Today we're going to be having a look at one of my most favourite remote controls. It's got to be the Pixel Oppilas. Now the Pixel Oppilas, it's not my favourite remote control because my most favourite remote control from the Pixel range happens to be the Pixel TW282. However, the Pixel Oppilas is still a very good value remote control, and we're going to have a look at it, and we're going to clear up three things that people make as a mistake. The first mistake people make when they get the Pixel Oppilas is that they can install the cable incorrectly. Let me explain this. If you have a look at this photograph now, you will see that I put a sticker on my cable and it says me. The reason why I've put in a sticker on my cable to say me is because this reminds me that when I install it into the camera, the cable has to be a certain way. So if I install it with the sticker pointing away from me, then it will fit snugly and tightly and securely into the actual DSLR. However, if I take it out and if I install it incorrectly, yes, the cable will go into the DSLR, however, it is not completed the circuit because the cable is in fact installed incorrectly. So there you go, make sure you have the cable installed correctly and not incorrectly. Now moving on, we're going to have a look at probably the next mistake, which is very common amongst people. When you get your Oppilas for the first time, you've got to ensure that these channel buttons here, photograph coming up now, have a look. You've got to ensure that all these channel buttons on the receiver and on the remote control match with each other. If you have a channel selection which is different on the remote control and on the receiver, then it's going to have a misfire and it's not going to work. And lastly, another mistake which people do at times is that they install their batteries incorrectly. Again, if you install your batteries incorrectly, you're going to have a misfire with the Oppilas. It's common sense, I know, but people do make these mistakes. I've done it myself in the past. So now we've cleared up the actual mistakes of what people do make with regard to the Oppilas, let's have a look at the Oppilas in action. So what I'm going to do is install the batteries, then going to switch on the receiver, going to install the receiver on to my DSLR, then I'm going to plug in the cable, and on here on the receiver we actually have a test button. So if you press that, you can hear that my camera is taking a photo. Okay, now to ensure that my camera is on, you will see a little LED flashing on actual Pixel Oppilas itself. So let's have a look at the remote control. Here's the remote control. As you can see, I've currently got the slider over here in single shot mode. So if I press this button now, the camera will only take one photograph. So we'll do that again, and the camera takes one photograph. Now if we slide it to the cross, we are now on multi-burst mode. So this means now when I press the button, the camera is going to continuously keep firing. So here we go, and you can hear that the camera is constantly firing. So that's the shooting mode. And then we're going to go on to the bulb mode. Now in order to go on to the bulb mode, you've got to ensure that your camera is in fact in bulb mode itself. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go on to bulb mode, and because I'm now on bulb mode, there we go, I press the button, here we go. You've heard the mirror is now lifted up with inside the DSLR, and if it's just wait, and if it's just wait, and then if I press the button, then the DSLR does stop. So the last function we have on the Pixel Oppilas happens to be the timer mode. Now the timer mode is pretty good if you just want them few seconds in order to get ready to take your photograph. So what happens now is that once I press this button, Actually, just let me speed my camera back up because it's still on boat mode. I don't want to be taking a long exposure. So let's go to about 125 a second. That's brilliant for me. So okay, let's get back to the timer mode. So what happens when I press this button, a little timer within the remote control starts to count down. Then after that time has elapsed, it will fire my DSLR. So let's have a look. There we go, the timer's going down and the photograph's ticking. So we'll do that again. Press it, have a look at the LED, and the photograph's being taken. So there you go, guys. There was my demonstration of the Pixel Oppilas remote control. It's a radio remote control, so that's good news because infrared, as you know, can be scattered by other powers of light, such as the sun. But with radio waves, it avoids that problem altogether. It's great value for money. I highly recommend it. It's probably one of my most reliable remote controls I have, next to my TW82, of course. So if you have any questions, send us an email to support@ukhighland.com and we will answer any questions that you may have. See you all soon.